The Forgotten Prophet, Secrets of Prophet Sheth, A.S., and the Rise of Ancient Corruption. Before the nations, before the prophets we know today, there was Adam, A.S., the first human, and the beginning of our story. After the tragic death of Habil, Adam, A.S., was heartbroken. Habil was righteous, obedient, and deeply beloved to his father. But Allah, in his infinite mercy, gifted Adam with another son, Sheth, A.S., whose name itself means gift. Sheth wasn't just a replacement. He was a prophet, a guide, and a bearer of divine wisdom. He was close to his father, obeyed his every instruction, and carried forward the mission of reminding mankind to worship Allah alone. Even while Adam, as was alive, Sheth taught his brothers, nephews, and the next generation about their Creator. There were no complicated laws back then, only one command: worship Allah alone and obey Him. But Shaitan had not given up. Disguised as a young apprentice, Shaitan went to a blacksmith and began learning how to work with metal. Over time, he created something the world had never heard before: sounds. Musical sounds. The very first instruments were born: a flute, a drum, a horn. He began playing them in the valleys, and people were mesmerized. These melodies and beats drew their attention. For the first time in history, people danced. They gathered. They forgot. The people of Kabul, Cain, who lived in the valleys, embraced this new form of entertainment. They were already distant from Sheth and the righteous community in the mountains, and this music widened that gap. Adam, A.S., had instructed his children not to mix with Kabul's descendants. Allah had forbidden it. But as time passed, curiosity grew. The sounds from the valley reached the mountains. Some of Sheth's people followed the music, and what they saw shocked them. They saw women, beautifully adorned, dancing, laughing, and calling them. And these men, handsome and pure, were drawn in. Temptation took hold. This was the moment Shaitan had planned for. Through music, mixing, and celebration, the first acts of zina, adultery, began. What was once a sin committed privately was now happening publicly, collectively. Shaitan didn't force sin on humanity. He led them step by step. As Allah warns us in the Quran, do not follow the footsteps of Shaitan. He introduced entertainment, then desire, then disobedience, then sin. Yet Sheth, A.S., continued to guide, advise, and command what was right. He remained a beacon of light among growing darkness. And from his children and grandchildren came more prophets and messengers. At the time of his death, Sheth appointed his most noble son, Enosh, to carry on the mission. Then came his grandson Kenan, and later Malael, a wise ruler said to have built the city of Babylon and waged war against the corrupt jinn. After him came Jared, and then a prophet mentioned in the Quran, Idris, A.S., known in other traditions as Enoch. From one man came nations, from one story came all stories, and from one act of disobedience came the blueprint of Shaitan's deception, still working today. This is not just a tale of ancient times. It's a warning, a reflection. Will we follow the light of Sheth, A.S., or the footsteps of Shaitan?